Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. Wanted to do a quick video kind of talking about my new Shirley Santa Maria vertical combo that I received a couple weeks ago from Paul and Tyler. I've been doing a lot of hard work kind of getting what I wanted in a overall unit. So to kind of walk through what we're looking at, we have on the left a deep Santa Maria style cooker that Shirley puts together, coupled with a vertical cooker, and then right in the middle between the two there's an inlet that lets the firebox and the vertical go over into the Santa Maria, where it can be run as an offset or even as reverse flow. I'll kind of talk through what that looks like here in just a couple minutes. So the Santa Maria, Shirley's standard is a 24 by 48 Santa Maria. This is a 24 by 54. I went a little wider, which I'll talk about in a minute when I show you the inside of it. The vertical is a 24 by 24, but tall vertical. I added another shelf, and then also upgraded with the hip roof. A couple of the other upgrades, pretty quick to see on the video. The lid of the Santa Maria is actually an extendedly tall lid. That let me get a little bit more height for the inside. Also upgraded to 6-inch stacks. There is a pull-out stainless steel shelf on the front of the Santa Maria. It's approximately 11 inches deep, and there's a fixed place shelf on the vertical, also approximately 11 inches deep. But overall, really pretty happy with how this ultimately came out. Shirley Teltrue's eyebrows on those, probe ports on 2 on both the vertical and then 2 on the Santa Maria, 1 on each of the corners. So a couple things I know people have asked about from the Facebook group is, first, start with the shelf. So on the right hand side of the shelf, there's a locking mechanism that you just pull out. The shelf pulls out completely out of the way. That still lets you get into the actual cooker itself and not be impeded by the shelf. So you can still fully open up the cooker and get access to what I have is 2 full rails underneath the cooker itself. Put that back in place. Shelf swings back, and then ultimately kind of give it a little assist. Put it in place. Locks back in place. Pretty easy to do. Able to do it one-handed while I kind of recorded. The lid itself, again, 54 inches wide and extra tall, so it's a little heavy. I did have them put a stopgap in, so you can pin that in, the lid would stay open. But then inside, we can start to see what we had them do. So the normal grate from Shirley is a solid piece grate with round bar stock. I actually had them create it in 3 sections. So what I can do is have a bracero. I have a 20 by approximately 16 inch stainless steel griddle. And I also have grill grates. I have 2 more grill grates that can be put in place of both the bracero and the griddle top. Also did a expanded metal rack grate shelf as well. That just sets on the rails of the overall mechanism itself. It gives me, if I was to run the bracero, a high heat sear, plus it gives me additional room to throw anything else up I might want. If I'm not cooking with bracero, if I'm smoking in here or something else, it gives me additional grill space. So when we crank up the Santa Maria, we'll start to kind of get it up top and start to see a little bit more of the inside as we lock it in place. I have a 3rd rail, but it is relatively close to the other one. That gives me a couple of options. One option is to do grill grates. You can see this other grill grates. Those can slide across. If I wasn't running this as a bracero, I could put charcoal down in. You can see where I've had fires in this already, and use it as a closer searing rate. If I wanted to, I could move the charcoal up higher and use that again much closer for the bracero grill, for the Santa Maria style grill. It also gives me an option, which I'll pause the video in a little while and come back in and reset it up, where I actually can put baffle plates in. And on the right hand side, down here in the bottom, is where the vent between the firebox on the vertical comes in. With the baffles in place, it actually will go to the left all the way across and route back as a full reverse flow smoker, which is one of the big things that I was looking for in the cooker. On the vertical, one upgrade I did that I didn't mention, it is a fully insulated firebox. I went with a fully insulated, partly safety, but also with it being a 16-inch tall firebox, I didn't know how well it would run efficiently through the cooker if I was running as an offset. So I went with that to get some additional insulation and kind of efficiency from the cooker itself. Like I said, on the inside, I went with 4 shelves to get a little bit taller on the cabinet itself. In the top, probably hard to see, sausage rods, and also kind of over here on the side is actually a rotisserie bar holder. So when you look on the side, I also added in a rotisserie option for the cooker itself. So I can run as a rotisserie, firebox door. Artwork I got from Hex Head Art. I highly recommend the guys at Louisville. They did a great job both with the Mizzou logo and the Green Bay logo. And then on the back, what you can see a little bit is when I need space, when I don't want to have either the baffle plates or the extra grill grates, I had to put a couple rods on the back. I can hang those from just to get them out of the way. You can also see trampoline springs. With that being a 54-inch and extra tall, the lid is heavy by itself. So with the springs, myself, I can lift it one hand pretty easily. Coming around the side, you see the swing mechanism. Down here in the bottom, I don't have them out today, but there is a trailer hitch that will come out, and I have a trailer dolly that matches the same wheel set. That allows me to raise this up, move it around if I do need so. So that's a basic overview, but I'll pause it real quick. I'll set it up for you see the baffle plates. Actually, real quick, I'll show you the vent before I close this up. So when you come back on the back side, pull out, vent will swing fully open. If you want it, there are 4 notches to kind of set the place. And then inside the smoker, you can now see where it opens up into the firebox. I'll set it up with the baffles, change out the grills, and come right back. Okay, so we're back, and I put the baffle plates in, and you can tell with kind of the rails, the way that they're set up, so I did all the way to the side. So I've got 2 baffle plates that they make, and it leaves me this 4 to 6 inch gap on the side that when that valve's open from the firebox in the vertical, roll over, and it'll end up being just like a reverse flow. I can control how much heat on each plate I want to come in, leave them completely closed, open some up. Kind of gives me a lot of versatility from that perspective. In addition, with those big grates, I can actually put them beneath the baffle plate. What that does, it gives me one real hot zone right next to the firebox inlet, second one that's probably almost as hot before it comes over and kind of wraps around. And then up top, you can see how with the grates back in, I get the full, 54 inches approximately kind of space that lets me have the full reverse flow effect, which lets me then cook how I want to on each side, kind of as I've got kind of in place. So I end up with high heat, a little lower high heat, definitely a lot of space, can draft out the right side, even still have a little bit of a hot microwave shelf at the top if I really kind of want it. So hopefully, gives you a pretty good overview. I'm happy to answer questions and anything else you might not know.